In May 2016, the management consulting firm McKinsey again published their article stating that 70% of complex change programs fail. Now that's a worryingly high number, particularly if you're about to embark upon a change program. But actually, that didn't surprise me. I've been working in change management for 23 years, and the way that most organisations approach change is deeply flawed. Many think that all you have to do to change is to change the mechanics of your business, that changing your systems and processes is going to be enough. They look at return on investment only about how it affects them, rather than the return on investment that their customers and their employees might expect. I'm here to say that's not enough. In fact, I believe if businesses continue to approach change in the same way as they've always done, then that 70% failure rate is actually going to get higher. There are two reasons. The first is the pace of change. The internet has increased the pace of change exponentially. Digital services are flooding the market, creating a 24-hour culture where we're all interconnected, where we are always on. People find it much more difficult to keep up with that pace of change. And that brings me to the second reason. We have changed as people, as consumers and as employees. Our values have shifted. Our expectations of businesses, whether we work for them or whether we buy from them, are greater. Our sense of loyalty is harder to earn and really hard to keep. We want a business not just to make money, but to have a wider purpose. We look to see how a business contributes to the community it operates in. We want a business not just to take, but to add value to society. And generational differences are playing their part. Millennials and Gen Z are now the largest group of employees. They tend to have a more realistic view of life and to value realism and pragmatism. And so the traditional approach to change, where a local manager paints a rosy picture of what's going to be perfect tomorrow, is likely to be seen as implausible or unrealistic. Generally speaking, we all tend to be more discriminating about how we will work, who we will work for, and what we're going to buy. And what does that mean for us? It means that if we approach change in the same way as we've always done, it's likely to fail. Change is changing. The business that focuses only on its processes and systems and ignores the changing expectations of its customers and its employees is going to go out of business. And the proof is all around us. Taxi firms aren't going out of business because of Uber. They're being squeezed because of our changing expectations around convenience and choice. Hotels aren't being squeezed by Airbnb. The problems they have is that they have confusing and inconsistent pricing and very limited room options. And pubs aren't going out of business because of supermarket pricing of alcohol. The pubs that are going out of business are the ones that have failed to respond to our changing social and drinking habits. But change failure is not inevitable. As a program manager, I've been working with businesses for over 20 years, helping them change operationally, but also helping align their change to the changing expectations of their customers and their employees. Because it is these groups who will ultimately determine whether their change will be a success. I have helped them find change leaders who have the passion, the insight and the energy to make change stick in the real world. And I can do the same for you. The first step is to recognise that change has changed. And the second is to contact me so we can talk in more detail about how I can help you.